When people respect you, then for the most part, they listen to you, they don't mock you and belittle you or put you down or otherwise stand in the way of your success. And there are about 100 different things that you can do to command that for yourself, and on that same token, that you shouldn't do. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to enumerate 3 of the more core fundamental things that I do to command significantly more respect for myself than I used to get when I was a lot younger. The first thing you've got to do is, broadly speaking, be fearless in all that you do. And you do a lot of different things, of course, but some of the more notable ways in which this has to come across include with your posture, your tonality, and your visibility. So to elaborate a little bit, with your posture, always have upright posture. Keep those shoulders back, stand with some authority, and don't shift your weight, and instead balance it evenly on both legs, and don't fidget around playing on your phone, putting your hands in your pockets or something, because you don't want to convey that you're too afraid to be domineering. Same thing with tonality. I can't tell you how annoying it is when I come across somebody that talks so quietly that I have to keep asking them to repeat themselves, because they're conveying that they're too afraid to be heard. They just want to speak really softly so that nobody else can hear them. And lastly, with your visibility in any context that you're in, don't be afraid to be seen. Don't be afraid to be the center of attention. So if it's, say, the classroom, don't scurry across the wall to the safest desk in the corner where nobody can see you. Instead, slow it down a little bit. Walk in with some authority, sit at the middle of the table or the desk that's in the middle of the room. Maybe even start socializing with people as long as it's calibrated and not obnoxious or arrogant, because really the common thread between all these things is if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then you're coming across as timid, shy, subservient, and easy to take advantage of. And so for that reason, no one's gonna respect you because there's no reason to. You're not really commanding any of it. Second of all, stand up for yourself and show that you're not afraid to do that, and you will if you're challenged. Because if you're on that extreme end of the scale of just never standing up for things and you're just timid and shy all the time like we talked about, then why would anybody respect you? It's very easy to challenge you and get away with it because you're not gonna do anything about it. There are no consequences to those actions. Now, the other extreme of this is if you're just always getting offended by things. And I talked about why that's not the best approach in my video entitled Don't Be So Easily Offended. So you don't want to be doing that either. But really, the idea is every time you perceive that someone's disrespected you, do a little bit of analysis. Is there going to be a net gain for me standing up for myself? And if there is, then by all means go for it. You've got to show people that that's what you're made of. So for example, when I was in the Army, I was challenged once by a subordinate, somebody that worked for me, and I had a habit of letting stuff go a little too frequently. So I had enough and I was confrontational about it. He yelled at me over the phone, so I pulled him aside a couple hours later and I was like, I'll say this once and I'll make it very simple. Don't ever yell at me like that again. Is that clear? Do you have any questions? He understood it, he accepted it, and we never had an issue like that again. So calculating that there's a net gain, I went ahead and I was confrontational, and I showed this person that there will be consequences if you disrespect me like that. And you've got to do the same thing. Stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid to do that. And third, you've got to give respect before you can get any in return. So it's not a one-way street. Instead, it's a two-way street. You do have to actually put some work into that. And you also don't want to create the impression that you expect it without offering anything in return, because people can pick up on that and they'll respect you even less. I have done a lot of videos on this in the past, including one most prominently titled How and Why to Be More Respectful, as well as more recently How to Balance Seriousness with Playfulness. But the short of it is, don't dismiss people on anything other than the basis of their character, and that takes time to get to know somebody. So don't just dismiss them based on their appearance or something like that. And they will know that you gave them the benefit of the doubt, and that's going to get you some more respect. Also, be polite and cordial and friendly with people, because it's a lot harder to be disrespectful towards somebody that you're on good terms with as opposed to somebody that you just don't know. And I can certainly say from experience that I used to be that person. I used to just say, I expect you to respect me without actually being friendly towards you. And nobody liked me as a result because I was just kind of the outcast of the group. So you don't want to do that. There is a caveat here, though. Just make sure that you're not being so friendly that you're laughing off things that you might even be perceived or that you might be perceiving as disrespectful. Because sometimes people will try to take advantage of you if they sense that you're a little too friendly. But so long as you keep the other behavioral traits in mind that we discussed, then you can kind of balance the two out. Now keep in mind that different people respect different things, and you're never truly going to be able to gauge what that is. And also, they will always challenge you. You will always be put to the test no matter what position you're in life. So your work is never truly complete. But at a minimum, if you put these things into practice, then you will be able to command a significantly higher level of respect for yourself. So try these out, let me know how they work for you, and I'll see you in the next video.